Good evening, teachers. This is Avika Tiwari of Class 8th City Montessori School taking the interview of my cousin brother Abhishek Avasthi, who is an immigrant and has just passed his boards and has taken the admission in the college for BSc with mathematics. So, let's start our today's discussion. Our first question is, what was the push or pull factor that made you migrate?
Good evening, teachers. The reason behind my migration back to my village during the time of lockdown is that I just had my boards over at that time, and it was I think it was 22nd of March when the lockdown has been announced. So at that time, we were already prepared to go back to our village because that was the time where we get a lot of holiday, about a month or so. So me and my sister both were in our board classes. My sister is 2 years younger than me, so we all already had planned to go back to our village. And at that time, we had thought of all the upcoming problems that we would face, but there wasn't at that time much problems like that. So we migrated back because we were constantly hearing cases that has been uprising at that time, because at that time I think there were 200 plus cases in the PGI. So my father decided that we should go back to our village because it is much safer than the places here uh, in our house. So we migrated back to our village, where the cases were very less, and the environment in the village is much more cleaner and much more purer than the environment in the urban places. So we used to go back to our village every time when we get holidays. It was not particularly intentional migration, but yes, we got back to our village at that time.
Okay, so here comes our next question, and that is, what difference did you find after migration from your native place to your destination?
See, differences are many as we moved from uh, urban place to a rural place. Although my village is quite developed, we had at that time we were having electricity for about 13 to 14 hours a day. But yes, uh, as coronavirus break into our country during the time of summers, it was March, and after that June and July, the very hottest month of the years as we consider. So yes, there were some problems, as due to the lack of electricity, we used to feel very hot at that place. uh, but rather than, we take it as a positive thing, because at least we are safe from the places where the coronavirus broke. So I think the problems were less, but the benefits were more than what we think. So that's all.
Okay, so this is the next question. Did migration affect you anyways?
Yes, it affected our lifestyle. First of all, in urban places, we used to wake late and sleep late, but in our village, there was particular time for doing everything. And as I am a grown person, so I used to do all the things at my house as well. That is the cleaning of the animals, the removing of their fodder, and preparing their fodder and cutting those grasses. And at that time, it was the time of sowing of crops as well. So I also used to do things with my elder brothers, and for that thing I had been there. And that was the change in lifestyle, as the lifestyle was more timely, I would say, than what it would have been if I would have been here in my home. So
Yes.
I think a proper timetable had been maintained at that time.
Yes.
That was a good thing.
This is the right thing that you said just now, that we are not maintaining a proper lifestyle during this lockdown,
Yes.
as we are just thinking that it's just casual and we are just going on like this only. But like our classes are also started, online sessions are also started, so we also have to maintain a proper lifestyle, and we also have to maintain a timetable according to which we have to get up early and according to which we have to sleep. Means generally we used to sleep at 12 or 1, means in the starting when the lockdown was there, but nowadays we are just taking the proper precautions and we are just sleeping on time. So our next question is, do you know the other people who have migrated? If yes, then why?
At that time, I was in less contact with my friends because I was there more busy in things, doing things in my village. So I didn't remember anybody that had migrated from here to anywhere else.
Okay. So here comes our last question. So that is, according to you, is migration the only factor to improve the standard of living?
No, I think it's not, because migration of people from one place to another is limited to some numbers. It's not that everybody could migrate from one place to the other. It's not that everybody has village for migration or other places for migration. So my suggestion for dealing with corona this time is that we should wear masks, sanitize ourselves, maintain proper distancing, because this is the only way possible to make ourselves safe, to be safe, and to make others safe as well. And migration is not the way, because it would affect our social and economical life as well, because there are people who live in urban area just for their job, just for the sake of various financial activities, and if they used to migrate from their places to the other places, those activities would be hampered and it would not be fruitful, it would not be productive. So I think we should uh, take viruses or such kind of pandemics very seriously. We should act accordingly, and we should hope for the best. That's the
Okay.
only thing.
Okay, so all the questions are over. But apart from these, I want to ask one question from your personal life. Like, what problems you faced during migration, or what problems your family faced, or what problems your family members faced during migration? Like, your sister is also
Mhm.
studying right now.
Mhm.
So, what problems she faced if her online classes were going on that time?
First of all, starting from the very beginning, uh, during the time then when we migrated from our home to our village, we migrated with our brother's car, and we are four people in our family: me, my elder sister, my mother and father, and my village is about 50 kilometer far from my home. So we and in that 50 kilometers we have checkpoints every 10 kilometers where people used to check, where people used to do thermal screening of ourselves, and they had a regular checkups of whether we are wearing mask or whether we are maintaining proper social distancing or not. So yes, that was the problem, as because the distance that we would clear in just 45 minutes, we took about 2 hours, because there were many vehicles at that time moving from one place to the other. So we have to maintain such social distancing, we have to make two trips around for getting all the people back to the village. That is the only problem, and apart from that, answering for the online classes, uh, in India, we people are not very much used to with the online system of study. But yes, these things gave us a very nice exposure, and everything has its pros and cons. But yes, maintaining things in a proper way would be fruitful. But for example, that during uh, the recent survey had said that more than 80% of the world's population, where the world's studying population, where children do not have access to the online material. So I think a better way should be devised for children's like them for studies in such times. That is the only thing. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so now our interview is over, and thank you very much for coming in this interview.
Welcome.
Okay, so thank you very much, and we will meet soon in our next interview. Till then, bye. Stay home, stay safe.